All right, Cameron, thank you for joining us. We will have Andy Greeter go first, followed by Jerry Zagoda, and then Alejandro Romero. Go for it, Andy.
Cam, congrats on the win in your first game.
Thank you.
What was your impression of the start? I mean, it was cracking from the start with the pressing and the desire to win second balls. What did you feel like was working so well for you guys at the start?
I thought it was fantastic. I mean, I thought that first half was outstanding, and right from the start, the guys showed trust in each other and a lot of belief. Um, they were able to put Austin under a lot of pressure and create some really good chances, and just kept building on it. I mean, I really thought the number of chances that were created in that first half were outstanding.
Ro-
We can hear you, Jerry.
Okay. Hey, Robin got the one big goal early, and then he probably could have had another one or two. What do you think of his performance here a year after he last played a game?
Yeah, I thought it was outstanding, and I think you see the relationship with him and Pookie both on, the defending side of the game and the way they work together to put pressure on and also, in possession. But yeah, he was very, very good on both sides of the ball tonight.
Hey Cameron, this is Alejandro Romero from Honduras. Nice to meet you and good to talk to you. You've known for a while that your responsibility here in the team was to get the team running for a couple of years that would come in sooner or later. What do you make out of this win specifically when it comes to that responsibility? But it also granted you your first win as a MLS head coach.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we were charged with a tremendous responsibility of getting the players ready, and it's not just me. There's an entire staff behind that, and there's a number of staff members that are in this role as well for the first time, working with MLS players and working at this level. And from day one, everyone just sort of cracked on with it. And the players that we had, they did the same thing. They trusted us, and they did the work. And so I'm just really happy that the players get the reward for that in the form of 3 points.
We'll go Andy and then Alejandro again.
Cam, you've deflected a lot of credit in your role for this. What did the players do in the locker room to celebrate your achievement here? Did you get a game ball, anything like that in the locker room from the guys?
We got 3 points just like them, and we start to focus on the next one. No, nothing as of yet. Listen, it's a tremendous privilege to have that responsibility, and I don't take it for granted for one moment. And I'm just really pleased that we were able to come out here and perform, and we get the season off on the right foot, and we get to now, build into next week and what will be an incredible home opener.
Not many surprises in the starting 11. Both are very well-known players for the team. The substitutions, though, you brought in four players that are still pretty new to the fans. And the second goal was a very nice and clean play that involved three of them. What things did you see in the offseason of them that were evident in the pitch tonight, and that also probably helped them get that game winner for you guys?
Yeah, I mean, we talked about it with the guys a little bit last night. How important the substitutions coming into the game were going to be. It's still early season. No one is, very few people are going to be, really 90 minutes match fit, and the substitutions are going to be really important. And so, we started to be stuck a little bit deeper, and we weren't getting to the ball as much. And the guys that were on the field have put in a lot of work. And so, to bring some fresh energy into the game, I thought all the guys that came into the game were outstanding. We started to get that pressure going again. We had some opportunities on the counter attack. We had the threat, of pace through the front three, and it really changed the game for us. And obviously we get the second goal, and shame we can't hold on for the clean sheet, but that shouldn't tarnish what those guys did.
Next up, we'll have John, and then Andy, feel free to go after him.
There have been a lot of voices that have been pretty down on Minnesota United this preseason. Do you feel like this team is being underestimated?
Listen, I think that's when we started, 40 days ago, that first meeting we had with the players, it was about let's focus on what we can control. We know there's going to be a lot of noise. There was a lot of noise then about a new interim coming in. Then we have noise surrounding what's going to happen and what's the appointment going to be, and we just have to get on with it. And we said from day one, the rest of the league won't wait for us, and we have to just continue one day at a time, one week at a time, putting that together. And so, yeah, there's been noise, but I think within the confines of the training group we have, and the broader staff have done an outstanding job of just keeping the guys on task, and the guys have done an outstanding job of just putting it working every day.
Cam, 4 of the 5 subs are 23 years old or younger. Obviously, to be on the road and try to see out a game from a winning position, what can you say just about the confidence to have those youngsters in such a key spot?
Yeah, I mean, we've got to trust them, and I think they earned a lot of trust tonight with the way they came into the game. It's like we add Loic to the roster, and he comes into the game, and obviously there's nerves, and you've got Alejandro Brown, who's first time playing with us in a league game, and these guys to come into a game that are young but fearless in the way that they played. It's really exciting and sort of bodes well for the future.
Right, go for it, Alejandro, and then we've got time for one or two more questions here.
Cameron, after this few weeks, I'm guessing that you already have a few insights about the roster that you're gonna like kind of pass down to the new head coach. But after seeing the guys tonight in action on a regular season game, what do you think are some key points that he'll need to have in mind when it comes to the strengths of this group?
Yeah, I mean, there's going to have to be a lot of discussions about the group, and we still have players to add, and that's probably the most exciting thing as well. Still Bongi still needs to come back into the team. Reynoso still needs to come out into the team. Kevin Arriaga needs to still come back into the team, and so there's a number of pieces that we still need to add. So we've got to figure out when to integrate those players, how fit we get them in a short period of time, and what the squad looks like for next week, and just take it one game at a time.
Andy, we'll have you close us out here.
Cam, obviously Austin kind of found their footing in the second half. What do you feel like was key for them? What did they kind of see and kind of grow into the game?
Yeah, I mean, they had a little bit more joy, especially the way they opened up, the central midfield was pulling a little bit wider and gave us a little bit of problems when we weren't all coordinated on that press. They're able to find a couple times where they linked it up into Zardes a little bit more directly. But, fair play to our guys. They dug deep, weathered the storm, needed, to have some moments. The crowd got into it, and they brought the atmosphere back to the stadium. But the guys held on at points in the game, and then we were able to sort of claw our way back into it through as the second half went on.
Right, that'll be it for interim head coach Cameron Knowles. Thank you so much, Cameron. Safe travels back to Minnesota.
Thank you. Cheers, guys.
Thank you.
And then we will have midfielder Hassani Dotson here shortly. And we do ask that is a bit of a brief, quick session with him. The team has to be on the bus in the next 10, 15 minutes or so. Right, we've got midfielder Hassani Dotson. Hassani, quickly, I'm going to ask for you to unmute. If you could do that for us, please. Thank you. All right, Hassani, congrats on that 2-1 win tonight. Andy, could you start us off?
Hassani, what did you feel like was working so well with your guys' pressing and winning second balls in that first half to create so many scoring chances before Robin broke through?
Yeah, I think a big point of emphasis for us to start the game was to really just take it to them. Don't let them get too comfortable, and don't let them get the crowd involved, and that they could be prone to mistakes. So we kind of try to play, a bit more aggressive than we used to do away from home, and we want to play a little bit more direct. And you could tell that they couldn't get to the game as they would like to.
Alejandro, go for it.
Hey, Hassani, good to talk to you. For second year in a row, you guys opened the season with a victory on the road. This year, though, I can imagine feels kind of different after all the circumstances you guys went through as a team on the offseason. How was the victory just like soaked in by you guys in the pitch once the game ended or in the locker room even?
I mean, it feels great. We've got a lot of new pieces, and like you said, there's some big changes from before. But I think it's really made the locker room closer. That we have to, we're all figuring out a way how to, go through this together, and we know what our responsibility is. Regardless of what's going on, we know that we need to perform and get as many points as we can possible. And we're just thrilled that we got the win today, and a lot of people made their MLS debut, so couldn't be happier for them as well.
All right, we're gonna go Andy and then Jerry and then questions.
Sonny, we saw 4 substitutes that are 23 or younger. It's kind of a departure from what we've seen in the past, where mostly veterans come in to see a game out. What can you say to us about what those guys showed to be in a spot to contribute in a high leverage situation like that?
I think when you're young and you get subbed in and try to close out a game, it's a big opportunity. It shows that the coach trusts you, and your job is just to follow instructions and do the best you can and hold on to the result. And I thought we have a pretty young team this year, and they all had a good preseason, and I couldn't be happier, especially having had that type of opportunity my first year myself.
All right, go for it, Jerry. And then we got time for one more question after Jerry.
Hey, Hassani, there were a lot of leads lost late in games last year. What did you do right tonight?
I mean, I think we continue to try to bring the intensity and not let off the throttle. And I think if you look at the game, we like Andy said, that we had a lot of chances in the first half, so we knew that we couldn't let this one slip away, and we knew that we had them where we wanted to. And it does help that we have a lot of people that were here last year, and we didn't want to experience that again.
Go for it, Andy.
And Sonny, what stood out about how Cam prepared you guys for this spot, and what does it mean to kind of have his first MLS win?
Yeah, I mean, we did a lot of video throughout the week, and I think he really tried to instill confidence in the group, believe in yourself, and he was very open to any changes or any questions that we had, for us to feel like we are a part of it and we have a voice and that we're all going through this together. And I think he had a good game plan, and once you see the game plan start to work, everyone gets a little bit more encouraged. There's a little bit more energy, a little bit more bite, and it came out. We came out with a win today, so couldn't be more pleased.
All right, and this will be the very last one. Alejandro, go for it.
Sonny, as a player, I can imagine there are certain thoughts that pop in your head. You know you're getting a new head coach in coming soon. Following tonight's win and everything you may have read or heard of who may be coming in, how are those thoughts for you any different from what they were maybe even a couple weeks or months ago?
No, I mean, that has honestly nothing. I have no control over that. I have my responsibility is to work hard and be a good teammate and give the fans some inspiration, and most importantly get 3 points. That's what my job is, and whoever comes in or whoever stays, I'm ready to work with whoever comes. I'm just focused on what I can control and my next obstacle.
All right, thank you so much, Hassani. That'll be it for tonight's post-game press conference. Have a safe trip back home, Hassani.
Thank you, guys. Have a good one.
Thank you.
Thanks, Hassani.